right, guys. So this is our project day. So we'll be designing this Figma. This Figma design, okay, that's what we'll be designing. So we'll take it, you can see that we have different sections here. So the first section is the header, the feature, the tools, the CTA, and the footer. So we'll take it one by one. So let's try and work on the header section. Okay, so I'll be visiting this Figma to see what we have here. And then I don't know if I can get, okay, this image, I can't get this logo. Okay, so we'll work with what we could get, but we'll just put a logo here. So the logo can be replaced by an image or by whatever logo we could get. So now to start this, I'll go to my 100 days front end folder. I would open it. Then HTML and CSS, I would also open it. And then I'm going to create a new folder. I'll call this folder project. Okay, I'll call this folder project. And this folder, I would open it in Visual Studio Code. All right. All right, so now I'm going to start up our, oops, no, this didn't start well. I have to close, I'll close this. It didn't start well for me, so, oh, no, no, no. Sorry about that, I'll close this. I'll go back. I didn't open the right. All right, so I'll go here. Sorry. I'll right click on this project that will open with Visual Studio Code. All right. So I'm going to create I will call it index.html. All right. So by default, when I run this server, this will be shown. So index.html. I would also have my index.css. Okay. You see, in this project, I'll be making a lot of mistakes and we'll be correcting them alongside as we are coding. Okay. So just we'll take our time. So I'll start with my doc declaration. My doc type declaration HTML. Okay. Then I will do my HTML. All right. And then I would have my head session. I will have my head tag, not the head session. I'll have my head tag. And then I would have my body. I will have my body. Oops. I will have my body. Then this is my body. Then in my head tag, I'll give it a title. I'll give it a title. Ooh. So I'll give it a title. And this would be, I don't know what to call it, CRM landing page. Okay, so I'll give it CRM landing page. Okay, so then I would also link my CSS. I will use the link tag. I think it's self-closing or what? Guys, it's been a long time I created an application like this, so I think link is actually self-close. Okay, so I would do my my rel. Of course, by default, it is style sheet, and then what else? Href would be index.css. Okay. I think let me check. Let me check. This is supposed to be link is supposed to be self-closing tab. I have forgotten, but let's see if we have our stuff ready. So, and I'm going to use semantic HTML here. So I will have the header. So everything in that header section, everything is going to be in here. I'll have the header section here. So that's what I'll be working with for now. Okay. Then look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to the Figma. I want to copy this color. You see this color, this background color, this color. So let me look for it here. Um, um, okay, so um, I need to get this color. No, as I have highlighted, this color is supposed to show. I have to see. This is resizing. This auto layout. This is a opacity. Come on, this color. What is it? Where can I get it? Okay, I don't. It's not this color. Oh, come on. So I need to get this color. This is the whole frame. Okay, I think this is the color now. So this header has been expanded. So the first frame, 138, that's you can see if I highlight it here. So when I come down here, I'll see the color. So this is the color here. This is the color they are using. So this is in hexadecimal. So I'm going to take this. I'll copy this color and I'll go to my CSS and I will say, first of all, I will do this. Remember when we were talking about box sizing and co. So I will say box sizing is what? Border box. And I would also say margin for every this thing is 0 and padding is 0. Okay. All right. Then this is not actually, so I will go for header. I will go for the header tag, and I will say the background color of this header tag is I will use the hashtag and then so this is the color of the header. Okay, you can see it. So this you saw how I got the color. Then I could also give this header um height and width. I'm going to say width is 100%. All right, width is 100%, but the height, I can say that the height would be, now let's go back to the Figma. I want to see, now look at, these things are divided, it's like they are all equal. The header section, this other section, seems like they are all equal. So maybe we'll just divide them into, but okay, I would say the header section should be maybe 30%, 30 VH. Let me try 30 VH. Let me see how, let's say 30 VH. And remember, we should be doing mobile design first. So if I go on to this, if I go on to open this, let's see what we have so far. You see what we have so far. So, but I think this guy is small. So, but first of all, we are building mobile. We are doing mobile first. So I will right click and inspect, of course. Um, so you can see if I go for the smallest size, you can see where the header is. So maybe we can increase it or we can still leave it this way. Okay. Maybe we can increase it a bit. Let's instead of 30, the design is up to you. You can say 40 or 30. Okay. Now this VH means view height. Okay. So we are saying give us the 40% of the total. Now, the view height is actually all the things that we can see, the whole screen, the viewport width and the viewport height. Okay, so the viewport is what we can see, the real estate, the space we can see here, and we are saying, okay, this header, give it a height of 40%. That's 40 VH. That's 40% of the viewport height. Then it is 100% because it is spanning across. So we can also say 100% or we can say 100 VH, VW. All right. So everything was so this design will be very responsive. Remember, we are not using pixels that are fixed. So this will be very responsive. So if I go back, so you can see that we have our header. So it is somehow, you can see it looks like this guy. So now let us start adding some stuff here. So the first thing we are going to add look at the navigation, look at the navigation bar. Okay, look at the navigation bar. So let's create the navigation bar. That's the next thing we'll have to create. Okay, so I will go on and then I would go to the header and I will create nav, nav. After this project, okay, you can design any website. After this project, you can design any website. That's the guarantee. So now the nav bar, I could use another list, but I can choose not to do that. Let me go back. It's up to you. Choose whatever you want to do. So I can just choose to use, um, okay, I wouldn't want to use another list. I don't know what I can use here. I can here we're using buttons here. Okay, but let's try another on other lists, the UL. Let's try it. Let's try it. Then we'll have to do some styling. So say on another list, I will close it here. Then I would add my allies, my list items. I'll add my list items. So the first one will be logo. All right. So how many things do we have here? We have the logo, we have product. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll have to do five more of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now this is product. And what I think the last two is contact sales. Sorry. Um, okay. Whew. All right. I'm going to use sign in and contact sales. So this contact sales is going to be a button. So we are going to style this button later on. So this is going to be a button inside of a list item. And this will be contact sales. Okay. And then I will close my button. Okay. And then this one will be another button. Let me just copy this button. This one will be another button. Then this one will be login. So this one will be login. And then we have product, we have product, we have resource, and we have two. Product, resource, and two. Product, resource, and two. Okay, so now this is our list item, but let's see how it's going to look like. Let's go to our browser. You can see, okay. So I'm going to zoom. I'm going to look at what I'm going to zoom this, and I will increase it by, let's say, 75. So it is not really too visible, but you can see they are just listed here. So what do we need to do? Let's now bring in the flex box that we talked the other time. So we can use this flex box now too. So we go to our style sheet. So we'll turn the UL to be displayed to be flex. Okay. We would we will say We will say justify content to be um we'll say justify content to be if we say center, let's look at if we say center is let's say okay, we say center. Okay, so it is centered. Let's center it. It is centered. Okay, we can also try align items to also be center. Okay, then this header we can add some padding. Look at it because there are some space. Look at there is some space. Look at it. And okay, this our header. We could actually center. We would also make this our header to be flex too, so that we can center everything here. Is content. Do you understand? So we can center all is content. So I can also go back and then I can say display is flex. And then I will justify center. Everything will be justified center. So let's see. I save. I come here. All right. You can see where it is now. So it is in the center. Okay. So when we start adding things now, it will make sense. So the color here is the color for the li is white. So we are going to say um, all the li's that are in the look at. So we say all the li's that are inside of the UL that is inside of the this is CSS selector. So we'll say that the color is white. All right. There's something called list style item. List style. Want to list style? Yes. Well, we'll say we'll make it known so that those bullets will not see it. And then, okay. So instead of saying this display, the content should be center. We'll make it space between. Let's make it space between instead of center. I hope you guys understand what I'm doing. Or we can say space around. Let's try space around. Okay. So now, if I go back, okay. Now, you can see that our space around or space between is not working. Why? Because okay, let me make this 100% so that we can see. Okay. I can still take it. I don't know. I hope you guys are seeing the screen. Um, because we are doing mobile first. So now you can see that the space between I did not make sense because we did not give the container some a width. So we'll go back and say that the width of this UL should be the width. If you say 100%, let's say is the okay. Let's say the width. You can't say 100% because I believe. Let's make the width. Let's make the width of this UL. Let's say something like 80% of its container. So if I save, I'll go back. Nothing happens here. So nothing happens there. Let's find out what is wrong. This guy is centered and space around. Is there enough width? Is there enough width? Um, okay. So the thing is this, what is the width of this our li? We are still not getting anything concrete. So our style should be having some issues. So our header is, we go back to our, what we have here. All right, I see the problem. You can see that this UL, come on, why are you not formatting? Printer has an error. Okay. I don't know. My printer has some errors to format this for me. So let me see where the error is coming from. Okay, so my header is intact. Okay. So first of all, I will take these guys this way. Then I'll take the content of the body this way. I'll take the content of the header this way, and I'll take the content of the nav this way. Then I'll take the content of the URL this way. So where is the issue coming from? Where is the issue coming from? Oh, okay. Guys, this is real. This is computer programming. So my let me see the error. So it says unexpected closing tag, the HTML. It may happen when the tag has already been closed by another tag. Okay, so um see, this HTML is not, I said HTML instead of HTML. So errors like this can just make you go crazy. All right, you can see everything is fine now. So always follow the error message. Okay, one thing with develop if you are once you're programming, there will be a lot of errors. So and learning how to find out your errors is another thing. So now we have now look at it. Our nav bar does not have a width. So that is why. So we'll go back and then we'll our nav should be, we'll give it a width of let's say 80%. Okay. Then since it is 80%, the UL is inside the nav bar, the nav tag. So the nav tag now, the nav tag is inside the header. So the header is centering everything it has. Then the nav bar is taking 80% of its container, which is the header. Then the UL is taking 100% of the nav bar. So if I save and go back to the browser, and you can see it's working now. All right. So, but the next thing we need to do is to increase the font. By default, this is just too small. Let's go to 100%. You can say, okay, let me leave it at 100%. So, so we have our logo. Don't mind where this thing is now. Okay, don't mind where it is now. So, we could want to push the logo. Look at the way this other one is. There's a lot of space here. There's a lot of space here. Okay. So what could do here is this. We could actually still differentiate these guys. Okay. Inside this UL, we should actually differentiate them. So we have three columns. So we have the one column, two, and three. So we should actually create a three-column nav bar here. So what do we do now? If I go back, okay. So remember, you could actually have another list. So I could put this one. There are different ways to do this. Okay, there are different ways to do this. So I'll say, you see, I'm having a typo there. I'll close the URL here. I'll close it. Then here, my UI is now. So here, I'm going to put this here. All right. Then I'll create another one. So I'm creating three sessions. So, and I'm creating this one here. Okay. Then I would remember you can nest your on other lists. Oh, okay. So I save, and of course I have to format so that my code looks good. I save. Then if I go back to the browser, you can see they look better now. You can see now we have three columns. Okay, we have three columns right now, so they look better. Okay, so now what do we do? If you take a look at what we have here, okay, so okay, instead of centering this the header content, the content of this header, maybe we just say the item should be start. Of course, that's the default. It will be start. Oops, sorry, not stretch. Sorry, stretch is the default. Start, let's say flex start. Okay, but the thing is that there is no margin now. There's no padding. There is no padding. So we should have padding. And that was why I was looking for center. But let's add padding top for this header, let's add padding top. Padding top, we are going to have, let's say, remember, let's not use pixels. Let's say we could use, um, let's use maybe 10%. I don't know if 10% is going to be too much. Let's use 10% of this container. So we are saying give the padding to be 10% of the header container. So you can see it seems like it's much. I don't know. Do you guys like, okay, it's much. So we can try 5%. And with this percentage that we are using, no matter the screen, it would still make sense. All right, our page is looking nicer, but these guys are supposed to be together. All right, I don't know why we are spacing them. So now what we are going to do is this, we'll say um, this is where we have these guys. Okay, this is where we have it. And then what do we do? Okay, there's something we are saying that all the UL, no, all the UL should be flex. No, it's not supposed to be so because we could have another UL under. So we could say this UL, we could call it, we could give it a class, or we could say all the UL under the nav. Okay, we can say nav, then all the UL under the nav should be um, flex. Okay, so let's go and style this other guys. Okay, let's go and style this other one. So the logo and let's style it a bit. So let's give this guy a class of, or let's give it an ID instead of a class because we could only have one of these here. So let's give it an ID of what do we call it? Should we say account? Hmm. I don't know what name to give it. I could say, let me just call it account. All right. This is where, let me just call it account. Okay. Then, let's go back to this design and see. They are very close. They are very close. And we are coming to this, and okay. So now this URL that is ID, that has ID of account, let's go and style it. We could say ID of account. Okay. Then what do we want? We want it to be, of course, it's flex. Display is flex. All right. And then justify content should be, let's say space around. And then align item should be center. Okay. I don't think there's any need for this because as we said here, all the UL under the nav should have this. So it's the same thing. So we're still using, unless we want to change it here, instead of space around, we can say space between. But I still want to continue with the space around. I like the space around, so I will continue with the space around. So I could now, but I don't like the space. The space between them is much. Okay, okay, let me change it to space between. Let me change it to space between and see what we have. Okay, let me change it to space between and see what we could have. All right, I save, I go back. Oops. Okay, it's making more sense now. So I'm going to, okay. Um, the space between them is bigger now, which is what I don't want. Okay, maybe I should go and instead of saying space around here, I could just say space between for these guys. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, I think this is better. The space between is better than the space around. Okay, I think this is better. But then these are our guys. We would make it center. let's make, instead of justify space between, let's make it center. Then we can now give some padding around them. So if I go back now, you can see they are very close now. So um, I can now say, um, I can now, okay. I can now I can say, um, any, this is the ID account that has any button under as a descendant of the ID account. I want to give a margin. I want to give a margin left. Okay, I want to give a margin left of, let's say 20 pixel, not 20 pixel, please. Let's go with percentage. Or okay, sorry, I can say 2 EM, which is 2 times 16 pixel. Okay, so you can see they are making sense now. So our application is making sense. So it's looking like this guy, the one we have here. You can see the spaces. So maybe the space is too much. So I can just say 1.5. I can say 1.5. All right. I can say 1.5. All right. So now I can also say, I cannot give more. I can say this guy, I'll give a border. I'll give a border, and then I'll give a border of one, a border of, let's say solid. uh-uh. Let's say border of, maybe 2 pixel. Okay. Solid, and then white as the color of the border. Let's see what we have. Okay, it doesn't still make sense because, okay, so we are going to change the color. I don't know why the background color of this button is white. Did we say, okay, the li here is white. So we can just say background color. We can say background color. Oh, sorry, this is not back. This is background attachment. We can say background color. Um, okay. We can remove the background color. What do we do now? What do we do now? We can remove the background color. There's nothing like none. There's no color like none. So what we have to do is that let's go with the same background color we have here. Do you understand? Let's go with the same background color. Okay. Then if I go save and go back, you can see that we now have. So we now have the border around it, but maybe 2 pixels is too much. I want it to be light, 1 pixel. And then I will do padding for this guy. I'll do padding all around to be, let me say 1 EM. Padding all around to be 1 EM. What else could I do? I could do the color. I could do color to be white. Okay, I save and okay. Color is white, but our border is no longer white. Why is that? Okay, so okay, 1 pixel. I didn't I said one, so that's the mistake. Okay, you can see now it's looking like what we have here. We are getting closer. Okay, sure. Even this button, we would even have to change the color of the button. So, but you can see that we are getting closer. And then the padding, you can see it says sign in, not even login. So you can see this is making more sense now. But you can see that their own button has border radius. So let's go and do some border radius on our own. Let's go and do some border radius on our own. Okay. And then So I will add border radius here. I will add border radius to be, let me say, maybe 1%. Okay, let's see how what we have here. It's not much. We could say maybe 10%. It's still not much. It's still not much, you can see. But I don't know, is it okay like this? Let's take a look at this one. Okay, maybe I will do 20%. Let me try 20%. Okay. No, no, no. 20% is too much. Maybe we'll leave it at 10 or 15. Let's try 15. It still doesn't make sense. It doesn't look good. Let's try 12. I think this looks better. I think it looks better. So look at what we have here. So we are going to give our button a minimum width. All right. We're going to give our button a minimum width. This is our button. We'll give it a minimum width. We'll give it a minimum width of, let's say, let's try 10%. No, 10% will be small. Oh, but let's just try 10% and see. 10% will definitely be small. Okay. So let's try, let's say 20, the minimum width. It's still not, no. Let's try 50%. No show. Okay, why? Okay. Okay, let me just do, let's say 200 pixel so that make sure that this style is being applied. I'll do 200 pixel, but I'm not going to use pixel. So, okay. So I'm going to use, um, let me say, I tried 80. I tried 50 before. It didn't show anything. So let me try 80. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. So, hmm. Okay. Now the thing is this, and whenever you're styling a style sheet like a web page like this, all the properties, you will just forget them. There are a lot of things I could do here, but sometimes you forget. Okay, so now instead of 80%, it's not showing anything. So, and I want to use a relative this thing. So, now the thing is that this guy does not have weight. That is why this is not making sense. Now the thing is that this 80% is not making sense because this our guy that is the container does not have weight. Do you understand? So you can see that this account guy let's make it 100%. So because all these guys have the weight that the brother have given to them. So let's make this account guy weight of 100%. All right, let's make it 100% so that you can take all the weight that are available. So now, if we do this, oops, nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, 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 okay. Uh, who is your container? Your container is this one, and the UL is taking weight of 100%. So, hmm, okay. Okay. All right. So I don't want to use pixel, and percentage is really not working. Let me try EM. Let me try minimum width to be, if I try to do 100 pixel, let me try to do 16 times 4 will give us more than 50. So let's do 4 EM and see. Yes, it doesn't work. If I do 100 pixel, but I don't want to use pixel. You see? Okay, you can see it expands. So let me try. If I say 10 EM, let's see if 10 EM will give us something, will make any change here. All right, so 10 EM makes sense. So I can go for, instead of 10, I can go for, let's say 7 EM, the minimum width. All right, it looks better now, okay? But it seems like our border radius, I don't like the way it's looking, oh. Okay, you can see now, our border radius, I don't like the way it's looking. Okay, we can actually walk around this border radius. Where is it again? Let me go back to 10%. Let's just use 10%. Okay, let's use 10%. So you can see now we gave this element some minimum width so that there will be some space. Minimum width is like the minimum width it should start with. So I think we have something close to the figure, but there are a lot of space here between them. So and our own doesn't look like that. So now the thing is this, we could use the flex property. Okay, we could use the flex property on these flex items. So okay. So this is where, look at the way I'm going to divide this thing now. I'm going to give this guy, all right, I'm going to give this logo. I'm going to share this thing now. So I'll give the logo, let's I'm sharing this thing in, let's say, I'll give the logo 3, I'll give this other one 3, and I'll give this one, let's say, okay, I'll give the logo 4. Okay, let's say we have 12. We are dividing it into 12. So I'll give the logo 4, give this one 4. Okay, I'll give 5, 5, and 2. Let's try 5, 5, and 2. So the thing is, first of all, I will look for this middle one and I'll give it an idea of, I'll give it an idea of, so that I can select it. I'll give it an idea of, let's say middle. I don't know. Does it make sense to say middle? I can just say links. I can just call it links. Okay, I can call it links. And then I can call this one. I'll give this one an ID of logo. And then I will give this one already have an idea of account. So I will go back to the flex. I will go back here and then this our URL that is inside this navbar is this. So we can start from here and then I can say um, ID of logo should have a flex of um, it should have flex of, I said 5, right? It should grow 5, it should not shrink, and then we should leave the other one like that. I'll give it 5. I would also give I'll give this one 5. I'll give them 5. I'll give this one links. I'll give links 2. Okay. I'll give links. Is it 2? 5, 5 is 10 plus. Oh, it will to be very small. Oh. Okay, then this other account, I will also give it a flex of 5. Let's see what we have. I've divided the columns. Now let's see what we have. You can see, perfect. But you can see that this guy is very small. So we need to divide this thing very well. We need to give this guy more space. If we say 4, 4, 4, that's 12. So it doesn't make sense. And we cannot say, oh my God. We need to give this guy more space. This guy needs more space. Okay, maybe we should go and increase, although this one is centered. So we should increase the width of this nav tag. So we should increase the width of this nav. So let's say maybe 90% so that we'll have more space. Now look at what we are doing. You see this nav here? Okay, so we said the header is 100%, that's 100 view width. Look at it here. The header has a width of 100 view width, so it will span to the S3. Then we now say that the nav tag here will be 90% of the width of the header. And then, so with this now, we now say that with the flex, and this the UL inside of this nav, the UL is also taking 100% of the container, and then we are now dividing the content of the flex items of this UL to be to we say 5, 2, and 5. So we have created a column. Okay, it's getting better. But so maybe we can make some changes around this guy. So this links US, so we can go and okay. So we say every UL is space between, which is fine. So we need to give this guy more space. We need to give it more space. If I say 4 and say 4, that means this other guy would also have 4. So they will have equal spaces. All right? They will have equal spaces. And when we do this, you see they have equal spaces. And I don't like it. There are too much space here. And there's too much space. If you look at these guys, the space is not much, but it's not bad though. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. I want this guy to have a lesser space. So what do I do? Already, I want this guy to be in center. I want 80%. Let me go back to take this guy. You can make your own styles. Okay, for me, I would go back to 80%. I will go back to 80%, and then I say 4. If I go back to, there's nothing like 4.5. I don't think so. Is there? Okay, we can do let's try 4.5. I've not tried this before. Let's try 4.5. And then 4.5.5. Okay, so this one will not be 3. Let's see what we have. I told you when you're styling. Okay, I think this is better now. I think this is better. But now we can push this other guy because you can see this guy have a lot of space. So we can say this other guy to be, instead of being centered, we can push it to the end. Now look at the login and the contact sales. Let's go back to the container. All right, the container is account. And here, if you come to our style sheet, we say that the account, that it is justified center. So let us push it to the end. All right, let's push it to the end so that we'll have space between this and the links. Aha, I think this is better now. I think it's better. And this other guy will push it to the start or even center. The links, we can push, we can display it to be flex. All right. Oops. We can display it to be flex. And then we can say justify content should be center. All right. Oops. Okay. Or maybe I will try space around. Let me try space around. Let me try space around and see. All right. I think it's better, but the space between them is not much. Okay. Oh, let me take it to start. Instead of spacer, let me take it to start. Then I can now put some margins between them. Take it to start. All right. Now, but you can see, okay, maybe, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give the logo. Okay, let me make it space between. Let me say put a space between. Let me put a space between and see what we have here. But I'll still have to reduce, maybe I should reduce the logo. I should reduce the space I gave the logo. So I'll go back to the logo and its flesh, instead of being 4.5, I can say it's going to be 4. And then I can give this account 5. So look at what I'm doing here. I've divided okay, so this account, links, and logo, they are the flex items of this UL. And now I am saying that the items, I divided it into 12 cells. So I say 5 plus 3 is 8 plus 4 is 12. So this is how I have in case if you have any question, drop it in the WhatsApp group. I believe this is where you guys will have a lot of questions now. Yeah, perfect. It looks better now. You can see it looks better. It looks better. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Or maybe should we also, I think this is better. It is beautiful. It looks beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys. All right, all right, all right. So, what else do we need to do? Of course, I don't have the logo and this icon. I wouldn't be adding this icon. This icon here, I wouldn't be adding it. Sorry. I won't be adding this icon. Okay. I will not be adding it unless I will get an image. That would be extra. We could get an image and put on this, but it's not necessary. Okay, it's not necessary for it. We might just skip it. So you see what we have here. So we can change, we can increase the font size so that you can see this thing is not readable. Let's increase the font size. So we can increase the font size of this li. Where do we have that li again? All the li's. Where do we have them? Okay, look at them here. We can increase the font size to be something like, let's say 2 em. Let's try 2 em and see. Oops, it's big. It's big. So we can say 1.5. Guys, it's still big. Is it bad? It's not bad. Hmm, is it bad? No. No, no, no. It's too much. So let's try 1 em. Of course, it's still the same thing now. Even if we say 1 em, that could be the default. If I save it, go back. I don't know, guys. Is this okay? Maybe I will do 1.2. 1.2. Guys, does it look good? Hmm. Maybe let me do 1.1. I'll do 1.1. Okay, maybe better now. So we'll also increase the font size of the button. Let's also increase the font size of the button to 1.12. So we could say the font size of the button. Save it. Go away. All right. Okay, okay. It is, but I think this font size is okay. So, but we need to share our, oh, okay. Maybe I could say for the button, the font size could be 1.05. Hope there's something like that. Okay. No, 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 no. No. Let's take away this font size for this button. Okay, let's go back. I don't know if this looks good. It looks tiny. Let me try in other devices. 100%. Oh, guys, it's not bad. But I think it's tiny. I think it's tiny. And let me remove the font size here too. Anyways, I think it's tiny. I think it's tiny. Okay, so you can play around with it. 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 Okay, so now let's work on this contact sales button. All right. So we would have to style that contact sales button. So we need to look for it. So any button, let's give it an ID. Let's give this button an ID. Let's give it an ID. And give it an ID of contact. Let's say contact sales so that the name will be. So I'll come here, get the selector, ID selector, contact sales. And then the background color is going to be white. All right. Then the font color, what's the font color again? The color is what? the color here is black. Okay. The color here is black. So the color here is black. I believe there's something called full color. Okay. All right. So I save, and when we go back to the browser, oops, it didn't work. All right. Let's see why. Contact sales. Why didn't you work? Contact sales. Okay. Why didn't you work? Background color to be white. Uh-huh. Yes, even though I have background color here to be this, okay, this should override it because it came down. It should override it now. Yes, it should. It should override it. That's wrong. Okay. Mm, maybe I should take this guy out here for now and see. Okay. So then I will need to create. Okay, no one. Okay, it's because the airline. Ah, no. Okay, so now the thing is this, this contact sale is not being picked. That is the problem. So this is not the problem. The contact sales is not being picked. It's not being picked at all. Why? Contact sales, that's the idea of this button. So you should give it to me. Hmm. Okay, let me debug and see now. So if I take this guy here, so what are the four color? The color here should be overridden. Yes. Okay, guys, we have some. Ah, okay. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, if I remove this entirely, the background color is still the same. See, this might be coming from the airline. Okay. Hmm. So I'll go back to what I used to have. I'll go back to what I used to have. Then I'll figure it out. Okay. So I'll go back to this. Then I'll figure this guy out. Why? Now, the thing is there, this is supposed to override. This is all the buttons. Hmm. Okay, let me try something. Let me change this guy to red, and see what happens. So it's not affecting any guy. It's not affecting this one at all. So that's not where the problem is coming from. All right. So it's not affecting it at all. It's not supposed to. So I go back to white. Okay. And then um, I go back to white. So, okay. Didn't I get the right contact sales here? I save. I still don't get what I want. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, let me comment this one out and see what happens. So the background color is white by default. The background color is white by default. Okay. The background color is white by default. So look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to comment this one again. So look at what I'm going to do. The background color is white by default. So I'm going to, but the border is black. And we don't want the border to be black. So I will leave the border to be white. And then the color is black. Let's leave the color here. And then the background color, we should also take this one out. And let's see what we have. All right. Okay, so by default, the background color is white. So that means we need to find a way to change this login, to change the background color of this login back to this guy. So now we'll go back to the, I need to find this guy and then change the background color to this. Oops. Uh-huh. Okay, 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 okay. All right. So I think we get what we want. So now I'm going to do this to be login. So I'm only going to style the login. I'll call it login, and then the color will be white, not black. Okay. So if you go back, everything will go back to normal. But then I have to go. I said the ID here is login, so I have to come to here, and then I'm have to take this guy out. For now, we don't need to give it an ID now. We are not using it. So I'll go back and give the button an ID of login. Okay. All right. So if I go back to the browser now, perfect. All right. So like I said, as a developer, you'll be having some errors. Things might not be working well the way you expect it. All right. So you will need to figure it and see what is happening. So you see, we have succeeded in the first part. All right. So the next one is this one now. The next one is frame. Uh, okay, so we have done this frame three. So let's do this frame now. So let's do this frame now. So the thing is that we are going to create a session. So we are going to create a session. Okay, so guys, let's take a break. Okay, let's take a break. Let's take a break. So let's take a break. We have been able to get this. So the next when we come again, we'll do this. So let's take a break. All right, let's take a break. So I will see you guys later. Later. I'll see you guys later in the next